Mary has returned home, but we should stay here for the birth of John. Elizabeth looks happy as she prepares for the birth of her son. Oh, Elizabeth calls for her husband. The time has come. The baby will be born. 1 week after the birth of John, they are preparing to name him according to the law of Moses. The priests are here, and the ceremony is about to begin. The baby is handed to the priests, and he is calling him Zacharias. Oh, Elizabeth quickly says, "Not so, but he shall be called John." The priest cannot understand it, for people usually name the firstborn son after the father, or at least after one of their relatives. But Elizabeth and Zacharias do not have any relatives named John. They turn to Zacharias, but he cannot make them understand. Oh, he wants a pad so he can write. Oh, let's get a little closer so we can see what he's writing. His name is John. They're all confused. How could this be? Did you hear that? Why, it's Zacharias talking again. And he's praising God, and he's thanking him for all the things that God did. Oh, boys and girls, God is real, and he will always do that which he promises. The news of all these things spread over all the neighborhood. The big question that they are asking is, what manner of child shall this be? Suddenly, Zacharias is filled with the Spirit of God, and he is telling everyone nearby what kind of man this child will become. "And thou, child, shall be called the prophet of the highest, for thou shalt go before the face of the Lord and prepare his ways." God answered the prayer that the people were asking. We must leave now, but John will grow up and live in the desert until the time will come that the Lord will send him to the people. Then he will be known as John the Baptist. We are back in the city of Nazareth. I wonder what Joseph, who is preparing to marry Mary, must think. Oh, wasn't that Joseph who just walked by? Be real quiet as we follow him. Oh, Joseph looks very tired, and he has a worried look on his face because he has just learned that Mary is going to have a baby, and they have not yet been married. He doesn't understand how this thing could have happened. Although he loves Mary very much, he is thinking about not marrying her. But he loves her so much that he doesn't want to cause her any trouble. With all this going through his mind, he's very confused. If only I knew what to do, he is thinking as he enters his home. What shall I do? What shall I do? He is thinking as he lies down and drifts off to sleep. Oh, boys and girls, while Joseph is sleeping, God sends the angel Gabriel to him in a dream. Joseph, don't be afraid to marry Mary, because Mary's baby is of the Holy Spirit, and you will name the baby Jesus, and he will save the people from their sins. Oh, boys and girls, all these things happened because a man of God, called the prophet Isaiah 700 years before, said, "Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel," which means God is with us. Joseph believes the angel, and soon he will marry Mary. At this time of history, the land of Israel was under the control of the Roman Empire. The Emperor Caesar Augustus was the ruler and was anxious to know how many people were in his empire. He wanted to tax everyone to bring more money and goods to Rome. So he made a law that ordered everyone to return to their own hometown to register. Joseph was a descendant of King David. Therefore, he had to take his family to the town of Bethlehem in the land of Judea, which was the birthplace of David. This was the place where Jesus would be born. Let me remind you, boys and girls, this is no accident. For another prophet of God named Micah also said about 700 years before, "But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judea, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be the ruler in Israel, whose goings forth have been from old, from everlasting." Oh my, the road from Nazareth to Bethlehem is so crowded. A great many people are on their way to register. Mary looks so weary sitting upon the donkey that Joseph is leading. It has been a long and tiresome trip, and everyone is looking forward to the journey's end. Why, there's the city in a distance. Soon we will be there. The city is even more crowded than the road. People are everywhere. Joseph is searching for a place to stay, but cannot find a room. If only they could find a room to spend the night. At last, there is the inn. Oh, surely they will have a room. Joseph is talking to the innkeeper, and the innkeeper is shaking his head. Why, there's no room in the inn. Joseph explains that Mary is going to have a baby very soon, and they must have a place to rest. The innkeeper is very understanding, and he points to the back of the inn, to the stable, and tells Joseph that he will be welcome to stay there for the night. Oh, after thanking the innkeeper, Joseph walks back to Mary to comfort her, telling her that this is the best that they could find. Gentle Mary nods her head as if to say, "It will be all right." When they arrive at the stable, Joseph helps Mary down from the donkey and lovingly gathers straw to make a bed for her. The inn is crowded with people, but the stable is crowded with animals, and Joseph adds to this crowd as he beds the donkey down for the night. At long last, tired Joseph can finally rest. What a weary journey, and they are so glad that this part is over.